November 24th, 1971, Portland International Airport. A man in a dark suit walked to the counter and bought a one-way ticket to Seattle. He gave the name Dan Cooper. Nothing about him looked memorable. Black tie, white shirt, dark coat, sunglasses, a small briefcase in his hand. That was the danger. He looked like every other businessman trying to get home before Thanksgiving. He boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305 and sat near the back. When the aircraft climbed into the gray Pacific Northwest sky, he ordered a bourbon and soda, lit a cigarette, and waited. Then he handed a note to a flight attendant. She almost ignored it. At first, it looked like another passenger note. Maybe a phone number, maybe a joke. But Cooper leaned toward her and spoke calmly. "Miss, you better look at that note. I have a bomb." The cabin kept moving like nothing had happened. Passengers talked. Drinks were served. Magazines open. But in one row, the flight had changed. The attendant read the note. Cooper opened his briefcase. Inside were wires, red cylinders, and a device convincing enough to turn a short flight into a hijacking. But he never raised his voice. That was what made him terrifying. He gave simple demands. $200,000. 4 parachutes. A fuel truck waiting in Seattle. The pilots were told. The crew kept calm. The passengers stayed mostly unaware. Outside, daylight faded into storm clouds. Inside, one quiet man in a dark suit had taken control of an entire airplane. The pilots radioed ahead. Seattle was told the truth. Flight 305 was not just delayed. It had been hijacked. On the ground, the FBI moved fast. Cash was gathered. Parachutes were found. Police surrounded the airport from a distance. But inside the cabin, Cooper stayed calm. No panic, no shouting, no wasted movement. Most passengers still believed there was a simple delay. Then the plane landed. Outside, rain hit the runway. Emergency lights flashed far away. No one rushed the aircraft. No one wanted to force Cooper's hand. The ransom came aboard. $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes. A fuel truck rolled toward the plane. Only then did Cooper make his first trade. The passengers could leave. One by one, they stepped off the aircraft, unaware of how close they had been to danger. But the crew stayed, and Cooper stayed. Now the plane felt different. Quieter, emptier, more dangerous. The refueling dragged on, minutes stretched. The night got darker. Cooper checked the parachutes, looked at the money, and gave the next instructions. The plane would take off again. Flight 305 took off again. This time it was not carrying passengers. It was carrying a ransom. 4 parachutes. A crew under pressure. And one man in the back who was about to vanish. Cooper stayed near the rear of the aircraft. The crew stayed forward. Between them was an empty cabin, dark windows, and the sound of rain hitting metal. The plane flew low, slow, south through the storm. Outside there was no city below, only black forest, cold air, and darkness. Then Cooper began preparing. He took the money, checked the parachute, moved toward the rear stairs of the Boeing 727. That was the part that made his plan possible. The stairs could open from the back, in flight, into the sky. The crew could not see him. They could only feel the aircraft, hear the pressure change, watch the warning lights. Then something shifted, a vibration, a sudden movement in the plane, a sign that the rear stairs had opened. Behind the cockpit door, the crew understood what was happening. Cooper was no longer just threatening escape. He was trying it. Rain and wind tore through the back of the aircraft. The cabin became a tunnel of noise and cold air. Somewhere below was Washington wilderness. No lights, no safe landing zone, no clear path out. But Cooper had already chosen the impossible. With the money strapped close and the parachute on his back, He stepped into the storm. No one saw him fall. No one saw him land. No one saw him die. No one saw him survive. When the plane reached Reno, agents surrounded it. The doors opened. They moved through the cabin row by row. The ransom was gone. Cooper was gone. Only traces remained: a tie, a cigarette, parachute gear, empty seats, and one impossible fact. A man had hijacked an airplane, taken the money, jumped into a storm, and disappeared before anyone could stop it.